okay.
We got paper, yes we do. White ruled notebooks, pencils, glue. We got crayons every hue. School supplies for your whole crew.
Target's got everything you need to ready, set, go back to school.
Hello, folks. How you doing? This is Wayne S. Pierce for the American Liberty Radio Network. Just a second, and I'm going to be going live on Facebook as soon as I hit the button. Hey, folks. How you doing? This is Wayne S. Pierce for American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Lots of stuff going on. There's protests, and you can go see the live video on American Liberty Radio Podcast. And, live video of protesters and, SWAT teams and people, police in riot gear. Go to American Liberty Radio Podcast, and hopefully she's still streaming live. So I don't know who it is. It's some woman. I can't remember her name. Sorry. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to simulcast this. I'm doing a live broadcast on Facebook. Hi, how y'all doing? Plus I'm recording a podcast, so you can get this later if you missed the video. So anyway, let me go to the news right now. You can go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. I cannot tell you how just unbelievably tense this whole situation is. Let me tell you exactly where this is. There's a woman who's Let me tell you exactly who it is. I'm going to give her credit. Chastity Bendel, live on Facebook. She's live right there. It's Chastity Bendel. You'll see the video on American Liberty Radio Podcast. It really seriously is something to be seen, literally. Because Infowars.com is reporting, Millie Weaver at Infowars.com is saying live National Guard on standby as protesters clash in Charlottesville, North Carolina. Infowars cameraman pepper sprayed as violence intensifies. There's video there. Infowars is down there. There's a lot going on. This was, right now it seems kind of easy, not a whole lot of tension, but I think earlier it got a little wild. So there's video there. This article is going up on American Liberty Radio Podcast. The whole situation in America has just, I'm going to say this, and I'm guessing, so I could be wrong in all of this. We're headed for a civil war, folks. We're headed for a civil war. I don't want somebody to take my soundbite and say, oh, he said there was a civil war. No. I could be wrong, but we're headed for a civil war. All right? So lock and load, folks. We're headed for this. I could be wrong, and I hope I am. But, and there's on my Facebook, there's live video right now, and I'm live. It shows me, so there I am. And but anyway, let me go back to American Liberty Radio Podcast and tell you that I just put up Millie Weaver's article from Infowars.com, 12th of August, today, 2017. The thing is, folks, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, there's a pattern to all of this. Okay, there's a huge pattern to all of this. All right? Look at how World War I started. Look at how World War II started. Look at how the Korean conflict started. Look at how the false flag event of the Gulf of Tonkin that got us into Vietnam started in 1964. Look at how all of that started. Look at how the Bolshevik Revolution started. I mean, can you see the pattern through all of this? Look right now at Charlottesville, North Carolina. Look what's happening. And it's all because we have a president in Washington that says, you know what, I'm going to clean the swamp. I'm going to get rid of all this corruption. I'm going to do all this. It's slow. He hasn't done it completely, because if he did all at once in the last 6 months, he'd be considered a dictator. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. What we want is peace, freedom, liberty, and security for the nation. That's what we want. And he's doing the best he can within the law. Okay, so that's one thing. So that article from Millie Weaver is up on American Liberty Radio podcast. Live video, of course, as well as on there. Chastity Bendel, I think. So thank you, Chastity. Appreciate that very much. Give me a big, huge shout out. The other thing that we have to look at. The other thing that we have to look at. Let me do something here really quick, because I want to because I want to, and I'll be as quickly as I can here. If I can type. You know, sometimes my fingers just don't do what they're supposed to do. Okay. And the thing that really I'm going to say this. The thing that really got me going this morning was this live video. Okay? There's some of it right there. Let me turn the sound off. Or let me just pause it for a minute. And if I can type, I'll do this. Sorry, I'm just taking up a little of your time. I know you want me to get to the news. I will. Just hang on just a second. And my fingers are not working. And got a little something going on. I woke up this morning, I was all plugged up. So I just seriously, when I saw this video, and many videos before that, of course, but this morning when I saw this video by Chastity, I thought to myself, this is the beginnings of something that we, the people, you and I, need to be involved with on whatever level. Could be this level, could be there, we could be out in the streets, we could be doing something, right? I would think that anybody who has any common sense whatsoever that sees something wrong will go and do something to change it, to stop it, to, be a part of something that's going to be peaceful and all of that. I don't see hardly anybody in Billings or Montana, where I'm broadcasting from, or any place else, other than Charlottesville, North Carolina, getting out in the streets and doing what Chastity is doing. Seriously. I really don't. And here's something that I want to share with you. If you want this country to look like what Venezuela looks like right now, yeah, just keep sitting on your ass and doing nothing, because it will wind up being just like that. U.S. President Donald Trump on Friday threatened military intervention in Venezuela, a surprise escalation of Washington's response to Venezuela's political crisis that Caracas disparaged as, quote-unquote, craziness. Venezuela is completely collapsed. There is no government there. There is no laws. People are out in the streets just tearing up things. And I could be wrong unless somebody in Venezuela wants to send me some video. Go ahead. But it's totally collapsed. Do you want America to be that way? No, I want America to take the example of Iceland and arrest all the corrupt bankers and kick out every one of those globalists. But we won't do that. You know why? Because we got too many liberals. Yes, liberals. Let me specify who they are. That would be the Progressive Party, made up of the Democratic Socialist and the Republican Fascist. That's who they are. And they are in the pockets of the globalists, and they will do everything they can to collapse this nation, to shut down your free speech, to shut down YouTube, to shut down what I'm doing here. And guess what? They're moving quite quickly to do that. So my question to you is, are you going to allow it? Are you going to allow it? It's a good question, isn't it? Article about Venezuela is going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. There's so many things that we have to do. So much news happens all the time, and it changes every 5 minutes, it seems like. It does. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. What is happening in Charlottesville, North Carolina has happened and will happen in America, at some point. That's just one area of the United States this is happening. Is it happening elsewhere, like in New York or Chicago or Florida or Nebraska or California, or I don't know. Nobody's gone out to do live video. Thank you, Chastity. Appreciate that very much. But the thing is, and here's my point, don't ever underestimate the power of the people. Because the government's going to think you're too stupid, and they're going to pass laws and make regulation to change things for their benefit, not for yours. But don't underestimate the power of an informed public, because I guarantee you, the globalists are not going to know what hit them. If they decide to politically pull the trigger and declare martial law and collapse this nation, they have no idea what's about ready to hit them. Trust me. We've done it before in a little thing called the Boston Tea Party. You don't think it's going to happen again? I guarantee you it's going to happen again. But like I said, I could be wrong. We are going to have a civil war in this nation. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be. Let's go back to some news articles. Let me check my time. I don't want to belabor any issues. I just want to get on with the news here. The National Guard is on standby in Charlottesville. Here's the other thing that really pisses me off. You've got operatives, globalist operatives in Washington, D.C. right now. And former President Barack Obama still has, from some indications, still has his finger in the Washington pie. Okay. Why? You know what I'm saying? Obama NSA Rice, that's Condoleezza Rice, admits U.S. strategy on North Korean nukes buildup a failure. Quote, you can call it a failure, unquote, Rice told CNN. Former President Barack Obama's National Security Advisor Susan Rice admitted on Thursday that over the course of Obama's 2 terms in office, his administration failed to stop the communist North Korean government from building its nuclear weapons capability. failed to stop them, considering that Bush kind of helped them out a little bit. But guess who gave North Korea the nukes? Bill Clinton. You don't believe me? Go back and check it out. Go to startpage.com. Check that out. The Washington Examiner reported on the interview, noting that Rice served as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations and was Obama's top national security advisor from 2013 to 2017. Yeah, so that's going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. We see what's going on. We see what's going on. You see what's going on. What are you doing about it? Huh? I don't know. Yeah, I know I got these headphones on here because, I can take them off. I don't, doesn't matter to me because, either way I can hear myself. But, yeah, they were getting a little uncomfortable over here. So, anywho, so let me get right down and dirty with you. What are you going to do about it? You got all this stuff happening all over the place. You got all these things going on. You've got everything that you could ever imagine could go wrong, and here we are. But what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? Anything? Are you doing anything about it? Give me some video. Give me some video. Seriously, what are you doing about it? We see what's going on, and we have to stand up for what is right and to secure the peace, freedom, liberty, and security in this nation that we desire. And that means close the damn borders. You see now, I don't know. Now, I've always told you if I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know. I don't know if it's propaganda. I don't know if it's a bunch of bullcrap, but I'm thinking not where the Muslims are concerned in this country, where they're saying that they want Sharia law in the rest of the United States, and there's an imam that says that they're going to fly the Muslim flag, the flag over Washington, D.C. Well, that's not going to happen because people aren't going to allow it no matter what your political affiliation is. Unless you're one of those progressives, then they don't care. But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? That's all I can ask. What are you going to do about it? And because North Korea is threatening Guam with nuclear attack, and President Trump is saying, no, we'll wipe them off the face of the earth if they do that. Okay, that's saber rattling. That's what it is. Let's be honest. But it's good for commerce. Did you know that? Did you know that the military contracts that these companies have, like, Lockheed Martin or, any other number of places like that, they have these military contracts. It's good for business. As General Smedley Butler said, war is a racket. And that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay? Somebody's making money, and it's not you. Nuclear nerves wipe $1 trillion off world stocks. Investors take cover in safe haven assets, including gold and government bonds, during U.S.-North Korea missile standoff. Remember the Bay of Pigs? Kennedy? Back then? Yeah, I was like 2 years old. But, or a year old. Something like that. The damage inflicted on world stocks this week by the escalating war of words over North Korea has topped $1 trillion. It has emerged. American and Asian stocks have plunged with investors fleeing to safe haven assets, including gold and German government bonds, seen as one of the safest financial securities in the world. So foreign currency is a great investment, apparently. It comes as U.S. President Donald Trump stepped up his rhetoric in the ongoing North Korean nuclear missile standoff. Trump said his earlier pledge to unleash fire and fury on North Korea may not have been tough enough after Pyongyang's state-run news agency said earlier it would complete plans in mid-August to fire 4 missiles to land near Guam. Yeah, folks. That's going on American Liberty Radio podcast. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go here as a side note, or just a different subject. I got friends, I got people saying, and I hear these criticisms of, oh, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true. To me, that's just ignorant. That's just ignorant. Okay, if you're going to ignore the obvious, if you're going to ignore what is right out in front of you, whatever happens to you, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm not kidding you. I'm being totally serious. Whatever happens to you, I don't feel sorry for you. Okay? You can say and do whatever it is you want to say and do. You can, criticize anybody for anything that you want. You can have your own perspective and say, well, that's your truth. That's not my truth. Whatever happens to you, I don't feel sorry for you. I mean, it's right out in front of you. It is obvious that things are happening and you're not paying attention to it. And if you are, you're not doing anything about it. You see what I'm saying? So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to feel sorry for you when your city, your county, your state collapses. I'm not going to feel sorry for you. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. That no matter what, the foreign and domestic enemies that want to tear down the United States of America, and we're seeing it all over the place, if I'm anywhere near you because you're a human being and have a right to live and survive, I really don't give a crap how much I disagree with you. I'm going to protect you. Why? Human nature. Besides that, Mama didn't raise no fool and Grandma taught me better. That's just the way it is. I don't have to agree with you. But that doesn't mean I'm going to shove you to the lions. What that means is you're a human being and you have a right to disagree with me and you have a right to your own perspective. But if I'm not around to protect you, whatever happens, happens. And that's just how wars are. And I'm sure that you're smart enough to find ways to survive. But if you're not paying attention to the obvious, and if you don't get your head in the game, and if you don't start thinking, then whatever happens to you, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. I mean, that might sound callous, might sound cold, might sound heartless, but it's not. It's not. You can do whatever it is you want to do. That's fine. You have your own perspective. That's okay. You can do whatever you want. And I feel that it's necessary for me to protect what is local, protect what is around me. You're way off on, you're way off elsewhere, whatever, and I'm not there to help you, so you're going to have to think about it. Chastity put up another video. Apparently she had to stop. So let me go look and, yeah, there it is right there. Part 3, Charlottesville, Virginia March. There's a march, and it looks like, a lot of things are happening. Yeah, so that just popped right up there in the stand. Oh, there it goes. Came down in the bottom left-hand corner, and it just came up as a little video. That's kind of cool. But it went away. So, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, they're just walking around.
Stay safe, okay? Oh, someone just threw a water bottle. Oh, no. No.
Yep, you got some people out there some citizens out there really giving some people trouble. I wish I could put the camera on this, but it's live. Go to Chastity Bendele, Bendele. So, yeah, it's buffering. So, anyway, that's what's going on in Charlottesville, North Carolina. After the break, I'm going to come back and get back into some news and keep you updated on what's happening in Charlottesville. But I got to tell you, it's not easy looking at this stuff. Because when you see some citizen there threw a water bottle at one of the group that Chastity's in, I guess, and somebody got a little irritated. Just watching that irritates me, that some citizen would throw a water bottle at somebody that wants peace, freedom, liberty, and security for the nation. That, to me, is stupid. Okay? Just completely stupid. All right? If you're going to march, march. If you're going to protest, protest. But if your mindset is to go out there and cause violent problems, or should I say engage in these protests in a violent way, if your mindset is on just going out and creating chaos and violence, you're stupid. And every one of your followers are stupid. You obviously want to destroy the United States of America. And as far as I'm concerned, you can pack your crap and get the hell out of the United States of America. Go to Venezuela. You want to get in the middle of a conflagration? Go ahead. Go to Venezuela. Go to, El Salvador. Go to Mexico and cause problems over there. You won't last 2 seconds. You think you're so big and bad and you got, I'm going to go out and go for it. The numbers are against you and you're stupid. Okay? You see how rattled I get when I see people that do that? Go to Chastity Bendele and go watch her live video from Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlottesville. Excuse me. Charlottesville. Sometimes I just can't talk. Anyway, I'm going to go to break.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and fact that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, Whether it be politics or archaeologists, we have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed.
Growing up terrestrial radio, the future is here. Destroying the liberal media one truth bomb at a time. Independent media is shattering the liberal national security media into a million pieces. Their views of the world are based on the script the government gives them. Independent media seeks out and finds the truth and reports on what is truly going on behind the scenes. Support the truth and facts. Support independent media. This is Wayne S. Pierce from the American Liberty Radio Network. Your contributions to American Liberty Radio Network are very important to us. Please consider contributing to American Liberty Radio Network. You can go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Click on the sponsors page and consider advertising on the network or donating to the network. Become a patron or donate through PayPal. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Let's get back to the news, shall we? Oh my God. Let's go over here and let's check this out. Judge orders new search for Hillary Clinton's Benghazi emails. She's still in the news. She needs to be in jail. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. That bitch needs to be in jail. Look what she did. How President Trump got fooled into endorsing Luther Strange. What does that mean? Well, let's go take a look, shall we? Oh, it's a video. Isn't that wonderful? Roger Stone joins Alex Jones via Skype to explain how Donald Trump was fooled into endorsing an establishment candidate in an ongoing Alabama Senate race. So let's go take a look at that. It's a video. So that's going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. Oh, my nose is just driving me up a wall, man. That's on American Liberty Radio podcast. Here's the big news. some big news for you. CNN analyst threatens Trump on live TV. Paul Joseph Watson joins Alex Jones live via Skype to discuss the statement made by CNN analyst Philip Mudd about President Trump. Quote, "The government's going to kill this guy." Unquote. That's what Philip Mudd said. That's going on it's a video also, so that's going on American Liberty Radio podcast. I'm going to say this. I'm going to make this very clear. Okay? We the people have the power, and I still think that the law is on the books where we can engage in citizen's arrest. If someone like Philip Mudd threatens the president or says that, they're going to kill the president, he needs to be hauled up in front of a grand jury right now. He needs to be arrested. He needs to be charged. He needs to be brought up on charges, and he needs to be in front of a grand jury right now. Period. We still have laws in this country. Whether or not you think they're worth anything, we still have laws in this country. I don't understand why I still don't understand why people want to continue to believe the mainstream propaganda media. I don't know. I just don't know. But I can say this. That most of the alternative and independent media outlets have already proven that the mainstream propaganda media is completely bogus. Okay? Completely bogus. Okay? Number one culprit, CNN. And you can go down the line from there. So I don't know why people still want to believe them. Federal judge orders State Department to search Hillary aides' accounts for Benghazi records. Chuck Ross, Daily Caller. The 10th of August, 2017. Search for State Department emails regarding the September 11th, 2012 Benghazi attacks receives a boost. So that's going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. I'm frustrated, not so much because of all the news that is out there. It's not because of that. It's because there are so many ignorant people out there that don't, rely on truth or facts. They're ignoring the obvious. Okay? They're ignoring the obvious, and I honestly do not get it. If something was happening, and let me put it to you this way, good analogy. You're driving down a road, you see, some flashing lights up there. You're going, oh, I got a cop car up there. And then you drive a little closer, you see there was an accident. What's the first thing you do? You don't look at the officers. You slow down to look at the wreck. And some of the things in your mind, you're going, man, I wish I can do something about it. Man, I wish I can pull over and do something. That's second, and it's gone. But your first thought is, ooh, there's an accident. Let's take a look. Folks, the United States of America has been in a huge freaking accident, and you're just standing around looking at it? What the hell are you doing? I should go out and do something and help in some fashion. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If General Mattis came to me or one of his aides came to me and wanted me to lead about 50 to 100 people in the defense of the United States of America, I'd be saying, where's my uniform? Let's go. This is our home, folks. This is what we do. It's human nature to protect another human being, regardless of whether or not you agree with them or disagree with them. Politics and all of that goes out the window when somebody's shooting at you trying to kill you. Okay? You don't sit around going, I wonder why that guy's trying to kill me over there. Oh, he must have had a bad childhood. He must have... Shut up and just pick up a gun and defend yourself. What's the big deal? What? Come on. California. I grew up in Stockton, California. Born and raised there. Grew up in California. It's totally gone. It's handed over to the communists. It's gone. It's gone. New York, barely at the edge. They can still pull back, but they're virtually gone. Nevada. I used to live in Nevada. Totally gone. Totally gone. Politically speaking, there is a huge disconnect in California, Nevada, and I think Washington and Illinois and New York and other places. Huge disconnect. California wants to secede from the rest of the nation. Texas has been trying to do it for 100 years and they haven't succeeded, so good luck, California. What are you going to do about it? The massive, massive, massive wreck that is the United States of America right now has been perpetrated by the globalists that want to screw this nation, that have screwed this nation, that will screw this nation up to the point of collapse. And there are some of you out there who just want to kick your shoes off, put your feet up in your easy chair and watch your damn ESPN. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for you. When they come and grab your family out of your home and take you off to separate camps somewhere, yeah, I don't feel sorry for you. Why should I? You didn't do anything to protect your family or yourself or your county or your city or your state or the United States. Whatever happens, happens. Good luck. I know that sounds harsh. I know it does. I know it does. Believe me, I know it sounds harsh. I know it sounds harsh. But what are you going to do? I'm putting something up on American Liberty Radio podcast right now about California, so go check that one out. American Liberty Radio podcast on Facebook. California voting numbers don't quite add up. Yeah, they don't. More people voted than were in certain counties. So what, no voter fraud? Give me a freaking break. I'm not telling you conspiracy theories. I'm reading you articles right here, right in front of me. I'm giving you the information that I get. I read you some of the stuff, but I encourage you to go out and look this stuff up. American Liberty Radio podcast on Facebook or American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. I just don't. I'm just taking in a deep breath, just going into my Zen moment. Let me change gears here and steer you into this direction. Mises.org, MISES.org. Chris Colton over there is reporting on how government invented our modern inefficient prison system. The problem with the prison industry. The prison industrial complex is there for what reason? In the modern legal system, the victim of the crime gets punished twice. In the case of a robbery, for example, the victim gets robbed by the thief, and then, if the criminal is actually arrested and in prison, the victim gets robbed again by the government to fund the incarceration. But many libertarians make the case that in a libertarian society, free market prisons would emerge. As with so many things, history is able to offer some insights into the issue. I'm going to put that up on American Liberty Radio podcast for all of you to take a gander at. Excuse me. I have this undying, well, I'm over-exaggerating, sorry, let me just give it to you plainly. I don't like ignorant people. And when I say ignorant, I'm speaking of those that ignore the obvious. I don't, no, I don't. I just don't. And if they sit there and tell me that they understand what's going on, or they say this, it wasn't on my network news, so I didn't see that, so I don't know. They use that as an excuse for their own ignorance. That beeping you heard, that buzzing sound you heard, if you heard it, is Chastity putting up another live video, said back up. So let's go take a look, see what's going on. They got backup apparently now. So apparently someone got hurt. I'm watching the video as it's right here live from Charlottesville, North Carolina. And yeah. It's a mess, folks. It's a mess. I just cannot and will not deal with ignorant people. Oh, there's really uneducated people out there, and I'm not going to spend 2 seconds of my time with them. But there's people that ignore the obvious, and I'm not even going to spend a second of my time with them. Now, what that may sound, harsh or whatever. No. Imagine yourself. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you know of people who are just totally missing the whole, point of everything, right? What do you do? You don't even talk to those people half the time, do you? Because you know, right? They're just, dumber than a box of rocks. Free Beacon is, or let me give you the actual website, freebeacon.com. Paul Crookston over there, DOJ, stolen identification documents sold to illegal aliens and used in voter fraud. Quote, the investigation into the corruption and identity theft scheme is ongoing, unquote. So that's going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. I find it, and I'm going to say this, I find it odd, that people will tout that our system of voting is top-notch. Oh, yeah, there's no voter fraud. 2 words, hanging chads. Remember that? For when George Bush ran for president against Al Gore, And Florida had to go through the Supreme Court and all this and all that to, but President Bush won by, what was it, a little over 1,000 points or something like that? Hanging chads. Our voting in this country is in shambles. The Electoral College needs to be totally abolished. Somebody said, well, if they do that, then Hillary Clinton would be president. No, when you look at the actual numbers, Donald J. Trump had more numbers than Hillary Clinton. Go look at the actual numbers. Don't believe me. Go do the research on your own. People are still going to say, no, that's not right. He lost, he lost, whatever. They're going to make up excuses. And frankly, I don't care because they're stupid. They ignore the obvious. I don't want to call them stupid. I'm sorry. I apologize. They ignore the obvious. Okay? They don't want to do any research. They vote for the people they vote for. Those people get in and they're like, oh, wow, okay, cool. They're in. Right, cool. Now we can just, we can sit easy a little bit. No. The electoral system in this country is in shambles. I would rather vote for someone and know that my vote went to that person, not my vote goes to an electoral college, it's not even a building and it's not even a college. So it's just, they go to a bunch of people, those delegates kind of sift through all that and go through all that. And then it goes to the electoral board and then they count the votes. That's bullcrap. I want my vote to go to the person I want in office, period. That done. I don't want electoral college. I don't want delegates. Just get rid of all that. Now, you tell me why that won't work. Go ahead. Tell me why that won't work. I'm waiting. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. Anyway. I want people to know that I make no bones about it. I'm nonpartisan. I don't care about political parties, literally. I think they need to be abolished. I think we need to get rid of all the lobbyists and special interest groups. I know that we need to repeal the Act of 1871, the Federal Reserve Act, and the Internal Revenue Act. We need to get rid of all of that. Then we can manage to put this country back on some sure footing, okay? I'm sure. But let me ask you a question. If it got right down to it, and the violence and the protest and all of that came to your neighborhood, what would you do? What would you do? That's entirely up to you, isn't it? I think I got time for one more article. I saw it here. And this is an act of aggression against a citizen by the federal government and their law enforcement. Stephen Gutowski, there we go. Got to say that word, freebeacon.com. New York confiscates innocent veterans' firearms. Bureaucratic screw-up leaves vet wrongly targeted. A 70-year-old New York veteran spent months fighting to get his guns back after being wrongly targeted for confiscation after a bureaucratic screw-up labeled him mentally ill. So, it says read more, so I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio podcast. I just can't. I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna rant. I'm not. I'll be nice. When we look out at the landscape of America politically and otherwise, we see a great many, let's just call them potholes, political potholes. Because I guarantee you there is not one politician that is on the side of the American people. Oh, they may say they are. And they may, try to convince you that they are. I mean, there's people like, who was it? One comes to mind, Rand Paul. Oh, I'm sure he's like the lone wolf out there in the desert, you know what I mean? But there's not one politician. Let me rephrase that. There are a number of politicians who do not care about you. Okay? They don't. They never have and they never will. All they care about is securing assets for their globalist handlers. Yep, I said it. And the biggest asset that's left, with most of the resources still intact, is the United States of America. And the globalists are going to do everything they can to steal everything we have. Now, I'm not fear-mongering. I'm telling you the facts. You go look back at their own writings. That's what they want to do. Okay? Their own writings tell you. The UN Agenda 21, the UN Agenda, now it's 2030, but the UN Agenda 21 literally says that they want to pack everybody into a city and have micro apartments all over the place or whatever to have people corralled in this little space. That's what they want. It's in their own writings. I'm not telling, it's not a conspiracy theory, folks. It's in their own writings. It's in their own writings. Believe me if you want to, but I encourage you to go look this stuff up. Startpage.com. Punch in there, globalist takeover of America. Anything like that, Agenda 21, UN Agenda 21, or a UN Agenda 2030. Go look that one up. It's on the UN website. Go look it up. In the meantime, folks, I'm going to go away because I have to. So, anywho, well, for the podcast anyway, that's what I have to do. So, I'm going to go away. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. Spreaker has it all. Set up your account and get ready to record podcasts or host live radio shows from your computer or mobile device. Spreaker's wide range of tools covers every step of the podcasting process, from simple recording and podcasting apps to analytics on your audience. You can upload files or migrate content over using the RSS importer. Host your show today. For more information, go to Spreaker.com.